If you've watched Monika Part 2, please come to the front. I want us to have a conversation because this movie had me feeling all sorts of way. Like, I cried in the process of watching this movie. I was angry at some point. I was frustrated at some point. Some point said, "You do me like make I give Monika a knock for head." I watched Monika Part 1 for the first time yesterday. On the title of the movie, I saw below it, the writer said, "True life story." So this is actually something that happened to someone. It's heartbreaking to even think that this thing actually happened to someone, first of all. If you've not watched Monika the movie, it's a movie produced by Uche Montana on Uche Montana TV here on YouTube. And if you've not watched it, please go watch it first before you come watch my review and my takes, because I'll definitely be giving spoilers in the movie. I had a lot of take-homes because I watched some of the characters in Monika movie and I'm like, I feel like strangling some of you people. Like, I watched Mama Monika in Monika the movie and I just felt like squeezing her throat. Like, that woman deserves her flowers. She portrayed the character in a way that you would dislike her as a person. Like, you can't separate the character from the person who is acting the part. I could literally, when I see her face, especially when she dey talk, na kamwa dey sell, I don't get money, na kamwa dey sell. Like, I feel like, can I press your neck? What? The sheer wickedness and cruelty that this woman displayed in this movie is hard for me to wrap my head around. And then another person that I disliked so much in this Monika movie is Papa Monika. You take pride in saying, "Oh, you know, if you treat me like this for my papa house," you know, because your father's house is a place where you're supposed to feel safe. Papa Monika is alive, very much alive. And he knows that the way his daughter is being treated is wrong. He could not lift a finger to defend his child. Okay, his level of nonchalance, why will you not be able to at least talk to your wife? I've heard cases of men who had to practically fight their wife. I'm not saying physical abuse, like who had to put their foot down so that their partner does not treat a maid that is staying with them terribly. Then you're in your house and your daughter is being treated in the most cruel way possible and you cannot do anything to protect her. It is horrible. You see, that's Papa Monika. The only thing he did well in that movie that I did not fault was where he prayed for the daughter before he died. He went to borrow money that she should write by your wife said, no give her. And you no give her. True. Like, Papa Monika, after Mama Monika, is the next hated character in that movie. Because of his cowardly behavior, most of these things that happened to his house happened. If you cannot take care of your children, don't bet them. And if due to circumstances you became broke, money no come in your hand to use take care of your children, then go pull down the sky. If you have to pull down the sky to take care of your kids, they are your responsibility and not the responsibility of your children. It is not the children's responsibility to take care of themselves, at least until they've gotten to adulthood. I love the fact that Monika did not go to that Canada. I'm not like the fact that she was suffering, but there is this human feel it gave to the movie. I was disappointed that her Canada dream was actually a literal dream. She woke up and realized that she was still in this hellhole where she was before she slept off. On the floor of her butcher shop, she was still there, broken and devastated. I felt very bad. But then at the end of the day, I just came to realize that, like, this is actually really, really life. Like, this is what happens in life most times. Life does not always reward suffering. Most times we have to go through that growth process. And I love the fact that the producers of this movie built the Uche Monika character stage by stage. First of all, with her unlearning the nonsense she picked up when she was taking care of her siblings. Because I remember a part in the movie, you see the parts where Chika told her, "We are all adults now, it's time to focus on yourself and your dream," which is practically the only sensible thing that Chika has said since I watched that movie. Like, Chika has been talking rant rubbish from the part one. This particular part was the only sensible thing that this girl said. Meanwhile, Chika is the younger sister of Monica, one of the twin. She told Monica that, I know we appreciate what you have been doing for the family, which is a bloody lie. They did not appreciate anything. Anyway, we appreciate what you have been doing for the family, but we are all grown up now. I think it's time to focus on your dream. There is something that Monica said at that point that made me realize that Monica had like given up on her. It was too late for her. But then, because of the constant shege she saw, the constant shege she saw in the house, she left the house. She decided to, this was Monica part 1, she decided to leave the house. She would rather go and die in her shop, buy in her shop, than to be in this place and taking all of the, like, things that were being, the cruel things that was being meted out to her. She realized that, okay, no, I have to do better. I have to go for upgrade. Monica started learning how to sew. She learned how to sew when she was 12 years old, 12 or 13 years old, according to what she told her madam. Now imagine learning how to sew 17 years ago. She didn't build herself up because she was taking care of this cursed family. She didn't build herself up. She didn't refill her cup. She kept giving and giving and giving and giving until there was nothing left to give. They built Monica's character from the ground up. She learned that, okay, I need to improve my situation. I need to go back to school. She went for a master class and then got fortunate to meet somebody who recommended her for a scholarship in Paris, and then she decided to go. Now, when I was watching the Monica movie, there were a lot of parts where I felt like I need to give you knock for head, especially the part where she allowed the Bobo's wife to come and be sleeping with her. She and still, at the end of the day, ended up lying on the floor. From lying on the floor, she went to her shop, to the floor of her shop. There was another point where I thought she was going to literally give up on her dreams when the father died and she was supposed to go to Paris for the scholarship and she was supposed to go in 6 weeks' time. And then she was saying, she cannot go, she needs to stay and bury her father. I was like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? With all the shaking that you have seen, what is wrong with you? So at the end of the day, she unlearned to excessively self-sacrificing just to please a family that was never grateful in the first place. She unlearned a lot of things that she picked up when she was taking care of her family, and then she relearned. She realized that she needs to, she can dream again. She needs to be like, nobody's coming to save her. She needs to save herself. She decided to go for her master class. She decided to, leave the father's corpse for them and travel to go and improve her situation. With this building up of her character would not have been possible if she had just gone to Canada and live happily ever after. And then another thing is the gradual process of Monica's forgiveness of her siblings. I remember when growing up, when we were watching this Philippine movie, Mara and Clara, you see how they treated Mara so badly, but Mara was ever willing to forgive. Mara never held a grudge. She not a vex for anybody, which I feel is not a real portrayal of human emotion, because as humans that we are, with blood where they run through these our veins, we get hot and we get angry. If somebody hurts you, you get angry. I love the fact that they eased Monica into the process of forgiveness. First of all, Monica knew she was being used. And that's what happens with a lot of persons these days, right? A lot of persons who are in difficult, crappy situations like Monica, situations like maybe domestic abuse in their homes, from their spouse, who are in like terrible situations. A lot of these persons know that they don't deserve to go through that, but they are so used to being in that situation, in that space, that they don't know how to come out of it. They don't know how to extract themselves from that situation. That's the same thing that happened with Monica. She finally realized that she was being used. She knew that her family was not grateful, but she didn't know how to extract herself, and that's how time and again she kept giving, until when that terrible situation happened, when the brother insulted her. The mother didn't say anything, and she realized that, like, I would rather go and die outside, because what in the manner of ungratefulness is this? When Monica discovered that Pascal was going to marry the sister, she was angry, she was opposed, she forgave. But then you see that final forgiveness at the end. I like the fact that they did not say, oh, Monica, when she came back from Paris, she don't establish, she don't meet fine man. immediately Kamsi came to meet her, and then Kamsi now said, "Oh, Monica, have you seen your people? Don't you think it's time to forgive them?" And then immediately Monica will now say, "Oh yeah, I think it's time to forgive them. Okay, let's go and forgive." They gave Monica room to be angry, to not want to forgive. They are supposed to beg her, because what they did to her was horrible. They allowed people to convince her. You see, Neto was now telling her that, oh, the forgiveness is not even for your family, it's for you. The forgiveness is actually for you, which is true. Well, so it's very good to forgive, but as human, it is hard to forgive. And I love the fact that they portrayed it. They used different scenes. Kamsi first talking own, the Neto spoke his own piece. They all sat together with her and tried to convince her to forgive. She still said it's hard. I like the fact that they gave her room to be that angry. You understand? Another thing that I didn't like was the fact that they did not give Mama Monika the room to be remorseful. Can somebody be wicked and not know that they are wicked? Like, I still cannot wrap my head around it. Can you be wicked and not know that you're wicked? I remember when Chika spoke to the mom, when Chika refused to bring money for the house, and the mom was like, "You're not bringing money," and things like that. She said, "You people are not going to turn me to the next Monica." And then she was like, "What do you mean?" Chika had to spell out her wickedness to her. So we see that even Chika and Bobo and their father, they all knew that they were being mean, malicious, and cruel to Monica. But the mama, no. Like, you see that she's genuinely not aware that she was being cruel to her own daughter. Can you be cruel? Can you be wicked to that level and not know that you are wicked? Like, I don't understand it. I feel like that's where the producers, please, we are watching movies. We watch movies to learn from them, right? We watch movies to get our own take homes. And this woman is supposed to be remorseful. She's supposed to beg Monica, because what she did to that girl was the worst. The fact that, justice for Monica, in fact, the fact that this woman did not apologize. See, when the film finished, the only thing where she said that sounded close to somewhat of an apology was when she said, "You deserve what you are getting now. I pray you have good children." That's the only thing. There was no apology from Mama Monica. I feel like they should have made her more remorseful. They should have made her apologize to Monica. And that's why, even when Monica went back home and we see her bonding with the baby, cleaning the compound and everything. Then when she introduced Neto to the mom and told the mom that this is the man I want to marry, the mom just started to be happy. Next thing, Baba, go and bring pen. Let me write list. You still think you deserve to even be at the wedding? You must be cray to think that you still think you deserve to be at the... See, this movie it had me in my feelings. I felt different emotions. When she was talking, I'm like, when she was singing and dancing, even the twins, they look at like this. Like, not even sorry. Not even sorry. You want right list. You want to reap where you did not sow. See, they should have made Mama Monica apologize to Monica, honestly. Now that side, inform my hand for this film. Now that side. And then another thing I took home from this whole Monica thing, movie part two, is the fact that overdependence is not going to serve you, the party who is overdependent on someone. Interdependence, I understand. Okay, it would be like a symbiotic relationship where I benefit and you benefit. But overdependence is a parasitic relationship where everybody is on one person. The person is falling, definitely struggling for life, but everybody is dependent on them. Now, it has its own disadvantage, because we can see how the whole family crumbled when the source of their dependence extracted herself from the situation. When Monica decided to remove herself from the equation, when she decided that she had had enough and she left, the literal next scene was Bobo's wife. What did they call that in name? Sharon. You owe Bobo for shit. You lazy man. You this one. You cannot feed me. You don't know since that Monica you were being rude to. You did not know since that Bobo was a lazy man. Now Monica, when they keep food for her, so they make sure say everybody get food to chop. No day again now. So now you know you are hungry. Now you know that you married a lazy man. We see Papa Monika being sick and sick and sick. I'm sure he has been falling sick when Monika was around. All of them has been falling sick. I'm sure whenever they fall sick, Monika will rush and bring money and carry them to hospital. Monika. I'm sure even with they call their name, Bobo and the rest, all of them, whenever they fall sick, Monika, even in with all the things that she was going through, she will still bring money. Now you see how sick he is. Your wife they can't money, can't. He hide them. He said nah, he's typhoid and malaria. You drink abo, wash your belly. The wife did not lift a finger to help her husband. Even when he finally collapsed and they took him to the hospital and found out that he needed dialysis, the wife would rather count that her money and keep it. Now come they sell. I don't have money. Now come they sell. She would rather count that money and keep it instead of to bring it to benefit to at least pay for her husband's treatment. Threefold cord: husband, wife, and Monika, instead of husband, wife, and God, that would have given you people wisdom to look after your family and make sure that you do not sow seed of discord in your family. You ended up raising kids that hated each other. You ended up Papa Monika, it's your responsibility. You have no excuse. You see that is a peaceful man. You have no excuse for allowing your family fall to this level. Because even Adam, when he allowed Eve to make him to sin, who did God blame? They still blamed him. Because he was the head. You did there as head of house. Your house, they fall in shambles. Your children hate each other's guts. Even till the end of the movie. They were at their sister's wedding. They were sitting like outcasts, one corner, with sad face, watching Monika. Because of how they were raised by these two irresponsible parents. Well, and then we see Bobo as well. Now, Chika, give. She did not feel it's her responsibility to contribute to anything that's happening in the house. When Chika came back from the US, as an account, she has money, but she would not contribute it to the house. Even for the little baby, what's her name, to eat, she refused to bring it. She said she's not going to be the next Monika. Bobo never worked in the movie. From the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie, Bobo did not do anything. Except when they gave him money to start up a business, he carried the business to come and hang in the sister's shop. This movie is just here to show us that we can actually rise above whatever constraints that we have holding us down. That thing you think is too late to start, like you can actually start it. You can beat it. You can beat the odds and move on. Like I was saying, I cannot really relate to the whole thing that Monika passed through as a human being from her own siblings, her own parents, which lead me to ask, like, do people actually go through this as their first daughters? Do they actually suffer like this? Or is it that the movie people, they had to exaggerate it so that we, the audience, will actually feel the pain that Monika felt? Do people actually go through things like this in reality? But all in all, like, I love the movie. Monika, it's an interesting movie to watch. I think I would rate this movie like a huge 9/10. If you've not watched it, I think you should go and watch it. If you have like differing opinion, like I said, all the opinions in this movie are basically my opinions and my own takeaways from the movie. If you have differing opinion, or you have something you think I should notice in the movie, leave it down in the comment section. I would like to know. In the meantime, thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next one.